Who is the most ruthless college football fan base on social media? You open Twitter, you open Instagram, and this fan base is just continuing to get after it. And I have a couple that I want to get into here. This is not an all-encompassing list, just so we're on the same page. But I think the far and away answer across the board was Tennessee. And it wasn't just like Tennessee fans were raising their hands and saying, yep, it's us, we're the most ruthless. It was like other fan bases that were nowhere near connected to Tennessee that had thoughts on this. You had Florida State fans. You had Oklahoma fans. You had fans that weren't even relevant to Tennessee over the course of the last couple of years that were saying, yeah, that fan base, they will get after you. So here's my thing. If everyone's saying it, if it is like 99% of the population is responding to the same thing, we're going to go ahead and kind of take a hint there and go ahead and put Tennessee as one of the most ruthless fan bases when it comes to social media. Florida State, I think, has to be in this list as well. And if you need some sort of example or some sort of proof that they are as ruthless as they are, you just got to look at what happened after the college football playoff rankings dropped. Because I think we all agree on this, man. Like, even if you think Florida State shouldn't have been in the college football playoff, you looked at how that whole thing went down and you're like, yeah, if I was a Florida State fan, I'd probably feel the exact same way. Yeah, that probably wasn't handled 100% how it should have been. And so Florida State fans heard that, saw what happened, and have been in attack mode really since that ranking came out. Like, it's one of those things where maybe another fan base would have said that's a bummer, 1 or 2 days pass, maybe a month passes, maybe 2 months pass. I mean, Florida State is still in go mode. Florida State is still on 10 when it comes to how they feel about that college football playoff rankings and how they feel about individuals that did not side with them on those college football playoff rankings. So Florida State, man, they are flexing their muscle. They've made it very clear how they feel about this, and they have been the epitome of ruthless on social media. Yeah, their passion is showing through. There's a lot of segments of fan bases that are in that, more extreme 10%. You see that extreme 10% from Florida State, but I think you also see a pretty solid middle 50% that has made their voices heard using the social channels. Ohio State, the thing with them, man, they're just a massive fan base. Like, the thing with them is they literally have boots on the ground and ears everywhere. So if you're someone like me who sits behind a microphone and talks about college football and gets to call it a job, which is hilarious in itself, if you say anything that is not pro-Ohio State, or maybe the Ohio State fan base doesn't really agree with, they will find it and they will hunt you down and they will get after you. It doesn't matter where you post it. You could do it on a message board, even if it's not an Ohio State message board. You could put it on Instagram. You could put it on YouTube, Twitter, wherever you put it. Ohio State has ears everywhere. And so there was a point in time during last season where there was the whole sign stealing stuff going on, and we felt a certain way about Michigan, and quite frankly, how we thought the whole thing was a little bit overblown. The Ohio State faithful got after it. And like, we were on the receiving end of that, but we understand it, man. It's a passionate ordeal. And so I actually have nothing but respect for the Ohio State fan base with how they responded to us in that form of fashion. Kind of feel like we have a good relationship with the Buckeye faithful as it stands right now. But nonetheless, Ohio State, ruthless, and we respect the heck out of it. Speaking of respecting ruthless, LSU, I think, is a little bit unique in this sense, because for LSU, this whole state of Louisiana and LSU culture as a whole sort of feels like its own foreign concept. And not that it's not specific to college football, because it definitely is. But like, we understand there's like a extra layer of pride baked into that LSU fan base with how they feel about their football team. And so if you say something anti-LSU, or you're an opposing fan base, or you come after LSU, period, they feel like you're attacking their family, is what I've been able to gather after kind of trying to put this list together. Like, if you go after LSU, they will respond in the way that if you're attacking their brother, sister, family, like whatever it is, they're coming after you, and they're not afraid to make it personal. And again, it's one of those things where, like, I'd probably feel the exact same way if I was in that fan base. Like, that circle is tight. Those folks love their Tigers, and they will defend them on every single platform, and they will defend them in every single manner, whether it be the comment section, whether it be the direct messages. Like, they will get after you. So, again, not an all-encompassing list. Probably more you could have included there. But the ruthless part of this whole thing almost sounds like a negative connotation. For me, I don't think it is. Like, I think it's just passion shining through on social media. And yes, there's some things that can cross the line, and I'm not endorsing that. But I am saying the overall volume from these specific fan bases on the social media side of things, I respect, and I think it's what makes college football unique to every other sport. So those are our most ruthless fan bases when it comes to the college football social media landscape. The brackets, maybe it's busted, maybe it's not. Maybe you're flirting with not a perfect bracket, because those don't exist right now, but maybe you're close to a perfect bracket. And if you want to make sure that you're tuned into every single March Madness game, we got you covered. Prime Video is the place to be. So you need to sneak in those tournament games while at work, because I know you do. Prime Video has you covered. Watch every game live on your phone, on your laptop, or you can watch at home with a Prime Video subscription. Prime Video gives you choices to add on channels like Paramount Plus and Max, both featuring March Madness tournament games all in one place. It's March, it's Madness, stream it all on Prime Video. Hey y'all, thanks so much for watching. Subscribe to the channel here to make sure you don't miss an episode of The Hard Count. Also be sure to check out other videos on the On3 YouTube channel.